Hey everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back. In today's video I want to show you how to make this super cute birthday card using one of Simon Hurley's stamp sets called BESTEST Friends. And these sets are so nice, you guys. They have a lot of images and also very nice sized. As you can see, the bear is almost the full size of the A2 size card. But you also get some smaller images and also some sentiments for the front and the inside of your card. So it's a really nice set. So for this card, I decided to use craft color paper for the bear. I didn't want to do as much coloring. So this is an option that you can use. Instead of using white cardstock and having to color the bear, you can start with a color of cardstock that you want the bear to be and just add a little bit of shading later on, as you will see here in the video. And I did the same for the tree stump and also for the tummy and the mouth of the bear. I used this wood grain paper that I had, but in reality the image is so small that I could probably have used just a regular brown cardstock. I think it's such a fun way to stamp, and of course it saves you a lot of time with coloring. So if you're short on time, you have to do a card quickly, this is definitely a good option. For the sentiments, I did choose the white cardstock. I wanted to color the little party hat and the little drinks that the bear will be holding with Copic markers, and I used black ink for the sentiments. And now that all the images are stamped, it's time to cut them. I like using small scissors for cutting small images. These in particular are from Fun Stamper's Journey. I've had them for some time now, and they are very sharp, and I like to use them whenever I have very small detailed images to cut. Remember, I will be adding a list of all the supplies in the video description below, so make sure to check that out so you can see all the items that I'm using here. So I was looking through my stash of dies and I found this set here. It cuts out 3 different clouds, and it cuts out the outline and also the inside of the cloud, so you can choose to use whichever. And I thought that was so neat, and I've never used this set before, so I'm glad I got to use it this time. So I wanted to add a little bit of shading to the bear. I am using a gray color Copic marker, but then I noticed that because I am using craft cardstock, the color was kind of disappearing, so I tried 2 other types of gray and a brown just to kind of get to the shade that I wanted. So just keep that in mind whenever you're using color cardstock. Some of the colors that you typically use against white cardstock will look very different against color cardstock. And for our final touch, I will be adding some little cheeks to the bear. And now I'm ready to put all the pieces together. I use wet glue to adhere the tummy and also the face to the bear. And now I'm ready to work on my background. So for my back panel, I'm using a light blue color cardstock that will be the sky. And for the ground, I'm using brown cardstock, and I kind of tear it with my hands just to give it a jagged look. And I use my liquid glue to glue that together and also put the stump on top. And then for the bear, I am using some dimensions, so I'm using some foam tape which if you've seen my videos before, you know I love to add dimension. I always have my foam tape handy. And here I'm fussy cutting the little party hat, which I love. I think it's so adorable that it's so tiny on the bear. I think it makes it look so cute. So now I'm putting the glue on the frames of the clouds, and I know that there are more, you know, fancy ways of adding adhesive to tiny pieces like this, but this is just the quickest way that I could think of. And if I was making a lot of these cards at the same time, I will probably use a different technique, but it's just 3 clouds, so I decided to use the wet glue like I'm doing right there. One tip is make sure whenever you're handling white cardstock to clean your hands. I had some ink on my hands and I transferred it to the cloud, but you will see me putting a little bit of white marker here in just a few seconds, and that fixed it. I used liquid glue once again to put the little drinks on the bear's hands, and now I'm ready to put my sentiment together. The word happy, I did use some foam tape just to make it pop, and then the birthday word is glued with liquid glue. And now it's time to add a little bit of embellishments. I decided to use some sequins. I have these cute little tins with different color sequins. I'm using blues and also browns for the ground. I think it's a very quick way to add another layer of texture and dimension to your cards. And of course it makes it a little bit sparkly, so I like that. Now I'm using my liquid glue to adhere the panel to the card base, and the card base is just white cardstock that is Nina 110 pounds, which is my favorite for card bases. And this is a sentiment that I stamped for the inside of the card. I decided to put a little bit of a frame around it using just a Sharpie. I thought it was cute. It looked like a sticker, so I really liked how that looked. And the last step is to add some of the Nouveau Clear glaze to the hat, to the drinks, and I also decided to put it inside the clouds. I thought it gave it such a cool look. It looks like an epoxy sticker, and since glaze usually makes the cardstock a little bit more vibrant color, it changed the blue a little bit, so it really stands out from the sky. So I really like how that came out. It's such a fun card, and since I used craft paper and the yellow paper, I really didn't have to do much coloring, so it went by pretty quickly. I hope you like the card and that you enjoyed the tutorial. Please comment below if you learned any new techniques. As always, I would appreciate a thumbs up to this video and a share. And also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I am also on Facebook and Instagram, so I hope to see you there.